Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Magic the Gathering Spider-Man Agent Anti-Venom. And I feel like that name needed a little bit of more time in the oven. What do you guys think? This figure is the same figure as before, but in a different color and with some accessories and a card, and it's actually much better than the first one, depending on if you want anti-venom version of Agent Venom. So we're going to talk about all of that. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package, and I do like this packaging. It's very nice. A little bit too much branding, I think, going on here. We have Hasbro, Spider-Man, Magic, Marvel Legends, and then the name over here. Doesn't matter. I don't care about packaging personally. Figure's nice in front and off-center, but it looks really good. The guns, the stuff, I like it. The card right there, if you're into the card, it's a good displayable thing. If you wanted to do that, I think they're onto something here. I'm not saying I like the idea of the Magic cards, however, they are worth something most of the time, so I'm not as opposed to it. Like, end user, if you're willing to sell these, this actually works out to be a good deal. If you're not, then you're getting screwed. So you have to decide. That's what the card looks like. Really cool artwork. Love the artwork. I don't have the card to show you anymore because, as I mentioned, if you're willing to get rid of this, you get a pretty good deal. And I did that. But those are the four figures. I have reviewed all of them now. I don't know which one of these I'll upload first, but at some point in the near future, if they aren't already, they will all be on the channel. Alright, so there you go. Agent Anti-Venom packaging out of the way. Here's the figure. He stands roughly 16.5 centimeters. That's going to make him about 6.5 inches. There he is up against good old Darwin, and they're about the same. Darwin's a touch shorter, but there you go. Alright, this guy is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store if you want to get one. All of these figures are. I think they probably will be for a while, but I'll put a link in the description below if you want to track it down. So, when I reviewed this release the first time, the black version, regular Agent Venom, I commented on the proportions and how skinny he was, and how, yes, there's like one panel where he looks skinny, but most of the time it's not even close, and this looks goofy like a kid in cosplay. I'm not going to do any of that again. I'm just going to talk about the fact that it looks so much better, and not just because it has a color scheme I really like, the white and silver and slightly bluish grayish black striping. Like, yes, it's gorgeous in that sense, but they actually did a really good job. Just tell me, guys, how many Marvel Legends figures have paint jobs like this? Just this one part on the arm. Or down here. Like, it's throughout, wherever it belongs. It's really, really, really well done. The logo is not perfectly painted, but it's painted well enough. And they painted the buckles. Hasbro doesn't normally do that. So, you know, it's not like some kind of special figure, other than mostly, like, they should all look like this is my point. But they don't, and this one does, so it's nice. Downside is, otherwise, it's completely bare white PVC, so you might have noticed my video is a little bit darker than normal. Bare PVC is hard to film in the first place when it's light colors, and so white's even harder, but hopefully it's not too dark and it's easy enough for you guys to see what's going on here. But yeah, it looks good if you're into an Agent Anti-Venom. They had to come up with something better. I'm thinking in my head as I'm talking, I can't come up with anything better right now, but I'm not getting paid to do it. But Agent Anti-Venom, if you want it, this is not, if you're okay with the sculpt being skinny and whatnot, and the kind of big head and whatever, it's pretty good. Like, the individual details on the sculpt are nice. The head's not a bad sculpt. I think the eyes are a little wide, but there's definitely enough to like about this figure. And it's a little, that's irritating that the thing is off-center in the back, but you're probably never going to see it. But yeah, it looks pretty good, like way better than the first one, because it has more paint and detail work to it. So if you're into the white version, hey, this isn't bad at all. And if you're okay with the whole pricing situation, as I've explained a few times now throughout the different reviews, it's a good release for Hasbro. I will go 8 out of 10. It definitely needs some shading or something for the white. For the aesthetic, it needs some shading or something because it's all white and we have different materials and things and they all just blend together. But it's not bad. And as far as accessories go, you get the tubers on his back. You get a total of 6 hands. How many guns do we get? Because there's an extra one. We have 5 guns, and then you get 2 blast effects and 2 smoke effects. I would have preferred, like, well, I guess you can leave 1 in the holster. Yeah, it's a good spread of accessories. Are they the best accessories? Do they look kind of weird? No and yes, but it's still in there, and it's not bad. For Marvel Legends, this is a strong enough release. Granted, again, you have to sell the card or want it for this to be a valuable thing. Otherwise, it's a $40 figure, and everything I'm saying needs to be knocked down a point or 2. But for Marvel Legends accessories, this is like an 8 at least, so not bad. And then as far as the articulation goes, I guess I can run it for you guys. It doesn't have the best neck articulation, but it's better than a lot of other ones, so that's okay. The shoulder pads rotate with the arms, so that's nice. You're going to get your rotation or your hinge out of there. I think they should have continued the paint work up there. That is unfortunate, but you really don't see it too much, so it's not the biggest deal. But you're gonna be able to pose it. He's still gummy. Like, it's still a Marvel Legends figure, don't get me wrong about that. It's just good for a Marvel Legends figure. Your articulation is going to be functional enough. And then for the wrists, you do get the vertical hinges, so he can hold his guns effectively if you want him to. And then for the ball joint, it's not bad. It's one of the better ones. His waist is lacking, though. That's definitely not okay. You really should have another ball down there, especially on somebody who's so round as this guy. No drop-down hips, that's nice. They do function pretty well. Not great, but better than 45. And then going forward, he kicks just fine. They don't really go back too far. Thigh swivel is hidden by the strap. Still breaks the sculpt, but what are you going to do other than to build it into the hip, which I would do. And then double jointed knee is functional. Articulation, proportioning, not great. He's about a foot too tall, and I mean the actual thickness of his foot at the lower leg, so that's unfortunate, but probably not super noticeable. Ankle articulation sucks because of these caps that should have been done differently. These cuff things. Yeah, his articulation sucks on his feet. So his articulation is not impressive. I will go 7 out of 10, and that's probably generous for this sort of character. Alright, but now it's time for the final verdict. Is this a worthy purchase? Well, it depends. Again, if you want the card or want to sell the card, then easily, because you're getting it for like 15 or 20 bucks then, if you count what you can subtract from the value of the card. Or if you want the card, again, that's fine too. If you don't want the card and can't sell it, you're getting screwed. It's $40 for this figure and a piece of paper you don't want. You have to decide which one of those works for you or fits your situation. So I'm just going to give it a rating as if it's worth it, if you can figure out how to make it worth it for you. This is like 8.5 out of 10 for Marvel Legends overall rating. A little bit of, ironically, because he has a decent amount of paint on him, a little bit more paint would have gone a real long way on this solid white figure. But he looks nice. He's kind of a standout figure despite the flaws. And it doesn't take that much for Hasbro to make figures that aren't that bad. Like, just put a little bit of effort into each one like this, and you're golden. It's not that much more paint. Like, I know it costs money. Every bit of paint application costs money, but you're making products to sell. You should make them good enough for people to want to buy, and this is all it takes, I think. I mean, better sculpt would sell way more, but what are you going to do? All right, so yeah, that's it for me. I think it's fine. It's definitely good enough. If you wanted it, you're not going to be super upset. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but I'll call it there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.